Okay, I'm really excited to bring you this one. Now, I survived 24 hours means that I'm going to be eating nothing else in the next 24 hours except for the Expedition Foods 24-hour expedition pack using the MSR switch to heat the water. Incidentally, I met Beth from Expedition Foods at the outdoor retail show, got chatting.
Meals are actually made in a big pot, as you would at home, just on a larger scale, with the ingredients put in and stirred, and it's cooked as one meal and then poured into trays where it then goes into the deep freeze, and it's frozen very quickly, and then it's put into, as I said, like a spaceship type. It's a huge metal door, you know, it's open up.
And I said, okay, Beth, well, why don't you send me some and we'll put it to the test. So this is going to be the test. So it's going to be not if there's enough calories, I think I'll be fine, but how do I feel, how do I enjoy it, and how tasty it is. So not only that, Expedition Foods are giving me an extra 24-hour ration pack, and their partners at MSR, when they heard about this, have offered an MSR switch to go along with it. So as well as a look at this food over 24 hours, this is a little easy competition to win this gear, a really excellent stove and food to eat for a day and a half. So at the end of the video, I'll tell you how you can go about winning that. Real simple, and the competition is going to close 2 weeks after the release of this video. So I'll put in the description information about MSR and Expedition Foods, where you can get all the answers to the questions to win. Now, when we're out and about hiking and backpacking, I know there's plenty of options like making your own kind of fresh food, pre-prepared kind of menus. And last time in this series, and I'll show you the playlist below, that's all about foods, I had 24 hours on the British Army rations, and to come I've got the French Army rations and the Swedish military 24-hour, I think they're Arctic rations even, but this time British company, freeze-dried, something that you might want to carry for multiple days for lightweight. Now this little lot only weighs 600 grams. Now to be fair, I'm having to supplement that with a bit of tea, coffee, an energy bar, and that'll bring it over 3,000 calories, and this little lot 2,500 calories. I think that's plenty enough for an adult male for 24 hours at doing moderate exercise. And tonight I'm on a wild camp, and I'll have the rest then and the breakfast tomorrow morning, so it should be great. So for lunch, this is the beef cottage pie. There's no E numbers in there. There's all normal ingredients you'd find in your kitchen cupboard. Right, ready in seconds. It's quite cute, but Expedition Foods have these names of different deserts on the side, and it's sometimes a little bit hard to know which one it is. 200 ml, which I think is Namib. These only take 5 minutes to rehydrate, allegedly. That looks like proper chunks of potato and beef to me. I love a beef cottage pie. The way I do it is when I've made the onions and beef together and some stock in it, I put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and some tomato puree, and then on top the potatoes are mashed potato and a sweet potato mix, sometimes a layer of carrot and peas, and then a good layer of strong cheese on top. Absolutely fantastic. And fight over gets a little bit of the crispy top. So we'll just compare that to this. Okay, let's tuck in. So I don't know if you can see there, but there's definitely kind of chunks of potato, carrot. The minced beef pieces have gone like really small. Got honey keeping guard as per normal. Texture's good. Potatoes sort of firm, al dente, not dry. A hint of pepper. Actually, that was pretty good. Kind of, yeah, good hint of pepper to it, which I really enjoyed. Made it kind of like interesting. Potato had good texture. Couldn't really taste or detect any kind of chunks of meat, but yeah, just little bits maybe. But I enjoy that. Definitely cottage pie-like. So perhaps the next 24 hours is not going to be too bad after all. Right, I'll see you on the wild camp. Right, I'm at camp at a high tor in Northumberland, and it's dinner time. And of the expedition foods, it's now time for the spaghetti carbonara, 800 kilograms. Quite a lot of ingredients in this, quite a lot of flavourings and preservatives, but the main ingredients are spaghetti, wheat, diced onion, cheddar cheese, pork, meat, ham. So let's see what this is like. Smoked ham and spaghetti in a creamy cheese sauce. So I'm going to cook this whilst the sun goes down. So obviously when you're using dehydrated food, they require water. And for all of these meals, for my 24-hour meal, it adds up to about a litre in total. But of course, the idea with dehydrated food is you'd be finding that along the way. Should transform into something more appetising. Wadi rum. Right, I've been enjoying this. I almost didn't save any to show you. Now, the cottage pie that I had at lunchtime was kind of like all right, 6 out of 10, I would say, but this is a firm 9, the spaghetti carbonara. It's creamy, cheesy, perfect texture. I think with dehydrated foods, the least important score is appearance. You can kind of look at it and go, yeah, okay, fine. And then it's kind of texture. You want it sort of like ordinary food like, and then the most important one is the taste. And I would give this a good 9 out of 10. The spaghetti carbonara. Sometimes with dehydrated or freeze-dried meals, as this is, you can get a little bit of an aftertaste, but this is just absolutely great. Proper, enjoyable food. Yeah, really good. What a superb sunset that was. I really enjoyed this spaghetti carbonara. Like oil brush strokes. Chocolate chip biscuit pudding. High hopes for this. Smells good. Kind of looks like a mousse sort of thing going on there. Ish. Right. Leave that for 5 minutes. Another sneaky mouthful. Good. That sneaky mouthful beforehand is always the best, isn't it? You know, my favourite thing to do, if you're cooking oven chips, there'll always be a few that start to cook before the others, you know, getting a bit brown, you think they're going to burn. So get a big piece of bread, lots of butter on it, stick salt and vinegar on that bit of bread, and then pull out those premature chips that are just dying to be eaten. Stick them on when it's hot and steamy. Your eyes water with the vinegar. Just the best thing. Right, here we go. Lovely. Tastes like chocolate cake with a bit of cream that you've put in a Ninja bullet thing and liquidized it. Really nice. You don't want to watch me eat. I'll be back in a bit. Well, that was flipping awesome. That's another 9 out of 10, that. Really good. Expedition Foods chocolate chip biscuit pudding. There was lots of it, but it didn't feel like too much. Really good. So I enjoyed that, and I needed some good fodder today because I had a right busy day. My son's got back into surfing, so I've been, whilst he's been surfing, getting my pack raft in the sea. So that's been good training for a little expedition I'm planning for September that'll hopefully come off. Right, breakfast, the last meal in the 24 Expedition Foods Challenge is porridge with blueberries, 800 calories. That's going to be a lot of food. So 250 ml of water, Wadi rum. Ingredients: single cream, oats, sugar, blueberries. That's it. So pretty simple. And coffee. I'm not sure about Expedition Foods putting the name of deserts on the measurements for the water, because with freeze-dried food, the last thing that you want is dry food, so it's kind of hinting that it's going to be dry. Of course, it's not when you've hydrated it, and they are kind of like pretty cool names. It's places that you can imagine visiting, especially the one at the top. So that's the texture. Porridge with blueberries. I don't know about you, but I don't tend to do a lot of dehydrated food breakfasts, because you can buy cheaper packets of porridge and blueberries, like Quaker Oats, so simple ones. But of course, this is packaged to be a calorific rich dose. Now, in terms of that value for money, Expedition Foods tend to be on the pricier side, but if you're going on Exped for multi-days, they'll do multi-day kind of like ration packs. I think you can get like 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, and you know they're going to be kind of like long life. That's pretty good. Nice and sweet with the blueberries. Good texture. Just tastes like porridge with blueberries, actually. That's a success. Now, inevitably, people will comment that, again, it's kind of, you should be using home cooked food. But this is about multi-day trips where you've got to carry light stuff before you can resupply. So I've got a trip coming up in a month that's going to be 3 or 4 days. I'm going to have to do exactly that. So like anything with this sort of stuff, I think it's a good idea to try first if you can. Now, the pasta carbonara I'm definitely going for again, and the chocolate pudding. Perhaps not the cottage pie. This is good as well. So in summary, this has been tasty, nutritious, lots of calories. Only 600 grams, does need a couple of energy bars and some coffee and some hydration powders or tablets, and in their 24-hour packs they do put those in, and that's going to bring it to just under a kilo with those bars inside, brings it up well over 3,000 calories. This that I've had has been 2,500 calories, which is going to be plenty enough. It's not quite as fun and exciting as the army rations, so remember to subscribe and keep an eye on this foods playlist, because I've got the French Army 24-hour rations and the Swedish military Arctic all ready to go. 24 rations coming up. Thanks for watching. Okay, to win everything in this bundle, brand new. What I'd like you to answer and put it in the comments below is, I'd like to know 2 features from the MSR switch that make it stand out from the competition, the likes of Jetboil, etc., and at least 2 different serving calories that the expedition food comes in. These are 800. There's a starter for you, but they come in a range of sizes, so you'll get all that on the Expedition Foods website, MSR website for this, and I'll put links below. Real easy. And then I'll just pick one of those using a random generator 2 weeks after this video when the competition closes and send it straight off to you. Easy, fantastic.